So, we couldn't just talk about sex one day. Clearly, that's not going to happen with me. So, today, this is intimacy part two. And what I want to share with you is the model called the the good enough sex model. And it comes from two therapists. You'll find all the citations in the notes that have created this model. It's 12 principles based on their experience in therapy and consultations with clients that came to see them due to some dysfunction, something that wasn't working properly, wasn't flowing accordingly for the couple in their relationship. When I want you to think about this model, I'm just going to read off the principles for you and leave them for you to reflect, is to consider what of these principles can I incorporate in my life as a person, as an individual. What of these principles can I incorporate in my partnership? And what of these principles are things that I actually need to work on, because some things you can incorporate tomorrow, literally just start doing it. And some of these things, in order to actually start doing them and putting them in practice, they require a great deal of self-reflection, or maybe just discussion with your partner to see, are we on the same board with this? Are we actually thinking about our sexuality in this framework? What I like about this model is that although it was created based on couples who were having a dysfunctional performance or anxiety around their sexuality, these principles are effective for all couples in all types of relationships. Incorporating them and adhering to them, especially the ones that are, some of them are, common sense. Clearly, we all should all do that. But adhering to them will save you a great deal of heartache, and yeah, a great deal of heartache principally moving forward. So let's get to them. Principle number one: sex is a good element in life and an invaluable part of an individual's and couple's long-term comfort, intimacy, pleasure, and confidence. Right? Common sense. Number two, relationships and sexual satisfaction are the ultimate development focus and are essentially intertwined. The couple is an intimate team, which I think that is so true, in the sense that when sex was working really well in the partnership, it does feel as if it's a union. It feels as if you actually connect with your partner on a regular basis, helps to seep into the other elements of the relationship more seamlessly. Number three, realistic, age-appropriate sexual expectations are essential for sexual satisfaction. Shall I repeat that again? Realistic, age-appropriate sexual expectations are essential for sexual satisfaction. Four, good physical health and healthy behavior habits are vital for sexual health. Individuals value their partner's sexual body. Playing off with the other one. So clearly, I'm not 21 anymore, nor do I want to be. And my partners are likely not going to be 21, nor are they. So having appropriate expectations for their performance based on their age is important. Secondly, to add to that is the question of, how am I taking care of my body? Although I'm not 21 and my partners are not 21, are we taking care of our bodies well enough? Are we doing that self-care that we talked about yesterday, so that the performance of my body is optimal for my age, not necessarily for my version of 21, but for my age now? Number five, relaxation is the foundation for pleasure and function. Remember RST? Safety, relaxation, and timing. So they here talk about relaxation as well. In order for us to feel the plethora of pleasure that is available for us in sexual encounters, we must create a space in which relaxation is a pillar. Number six, pleasure is as important as function. This is particularly important when you are thinking about opening your menu, adding other things to the menu. Sometimes when we add new things to the menu, we're adding new things. It's a trial and error, right? We're not exactly sure how things are going to flow, how things are going to function, the performance of it all. But if it's pleasurable, you can set aside function, at least for a window of time until things start flowing differently. But if it's pleasurable, you can just not entirely disregard function, but to focus on pleasure and to expand your parameters of pleasure, as we talked about before. 7, valuing variable, flexible sexual experiences, the 85% approach, abandoning the need for perfect performance inoculates the couple against dysfunction. I'll read that again. Valuing variable, flexible sexual experiences, the 85% approach, abandoning the need for perfect performance inoculates the couple against dysfunction. What does that mean? We live in a culture that is obsessed with performance. We do it at work, we do it at school with kids, we do it to ourselves in terms of, am I going to the gym? Am I, pumping as much iron as I can? Am I, have I reached my kilo mark that I was looking for? We're very demanding of ourselves at all levels. And some of those demands are appropriate, but most of those demands are all external versus the internal ones that we don't want to do the work in. It's another conversation. But when it comes to sex, and when it comes to sex with your partner, we oftentimes, I want to be the perfect lover. Always. Always. I want to be like all the porn movies I've seen and to be that lover. Always. Always. Which is insane. It's impossible. I mean, my body is not the same today as it was yesterday. None of the factors of the sexual encounter that I have today will be the same that I had yesterday, nor will they be the same that I will have tomorrow. It's impossible. So to expect 100% performance from ourselves or 99% performance from ourselves is absurd. They're proposing the 85% approach, which is a B. It's a solid B, at least with the American scale of grading, or at least when I was in school. An 85 is a B. It's a solid B. If your kid comes home with a B, you should be pretty happy. Of course, it can get an A. Don't worry about it. Those A test days will come. But a B, a solid B, who doesn't want a B? I want a B. It's a great score. So to focus more on these B sessions, you're having these great sessions. They're not fantastic. You're not writing home and writing blogs about it, but they're great sessions. Is a great deal better than expecting spectacular sessions always. Because when you have those, they happen to all of us. It's all evened out because I had a really good session yesterday. It was really good. Just that's what they're talking about, to create a space in which these good sessions are your norm. So you have like spectacular ones. You have these peaks every so often, and you have lows every so often, but normally you're just good. That helps you to manage the variability that will come along with your sexual life with your partner. 8, the 5 purposes of sex are integrated into the couple's relationship, and the 5 purposes are reproduction, tension relief, sexual enjoyment, self-esteem, and closeness. So all these 5 purposes, obviously if you don't want to have kids, you can ignore the reproduction one, but the other 4 are all intertwined into the couple's relationship and their pleasure in their encounters. So sometimes I need a quickie because I'm stressed out of my mind. So please can just help me reset. But sometimes we want closeness. Sometimes we just need to feel a boost of, I just want to feel sexy in my body. And sometimes we just want to relieve stress, or we want to enjoy each other's company just for pure pleasure. And sometimes we're looking to create new life. All of these purposes are intertwined into our encounters with sexuality with our partners. 9, integrate and flexibly use the 3 arousal types. And we talked about 2 of them, which is spontaneous and responsive, but there's also contextual according to them, which can happen, especially if you go, for example, to a swingers club. The context of the club might excite you versus if you were just at the grocery store. So there's contexts that create for arousal. So creating and integrating these flexibly will help you to play with the arousal type of your partner as well as the arousal type of the moment that you are sharing. 10. Gender differences are respectfully valued and similarities mutually accepted. Perfect. 11. Sex is integrated into real life, and real life is integrated into sex. Sexuality is developing, growing, and evolving throughout life. I love this. I love this because it could be a book. It could be a course in and of itself, in the sense that sexuality is evolving, you're evolving, you should grow. We often get really stuck in, if we do the 1, 2, 3 at home, we just know the 1, 2, 3, and we've been doing the 1, 2, 3 for years versus there are limitless numbers and there are limitless combinations, and it should grow with you. The sexuality that I have now is obviously not the same one that I had when I was 26. It's also not the same one that when I was 15 or the one that I'll have when I'm 55. It's growing and evolving, and the same happens with your partner, and the same happens with the couple, because my sexuality is one thing, what I've lived in my body and my partner's is another thing, but the combination of us is also evolving, and it's also growing. And I like the integration into life and vice versa. We want to keep sex in a box, as if my sexuality is in a closet that I just take out, but it's actually always with me. It's always interacting with me. And that's actually a fact, whether we want to realize it or not. 12, sexuality is personalized. Sex can be playful, spiritual, and special. It is all of those things and many more, depending on how you want to define it. Great sex takes work. Be willing to put the work and effort with yourself and with your partner. In order to have great sex, you need to know yourself. The same process we remember from week 1, the cost, the curiosity, observation, silence, solitude, that same process applies throughout your whole life, applies throughout your whole journey. The more I know my body, whether it's through sport, through detoxes, through yoga, through other practices, whatever they might be, the more I am conscious about my body, the more I can tap into different areas of my sexuality, the more I can open myself up to other experiences, the more I can share those new spaces with my partner. Thus, let's put in the work into ourselves in order to share that work with our partners, and then put in the work with our partner to continue to enrich our soil, our garden, our plot of land, our pot, if it's just a little pot right now with our plants and little sprouts coming up. Let's explore within that to see, oh, so we have an equation that works for us. We like this. We are the 179 couple. We love the 179. However, we're exploring the 14, 19, and 21. Just explore and grow with it. It's fun, it's playful. There are things that will come up, but just enjoy it. Be curious and make it lighter and more playful and integrate it into your life. So if a thought comes into your head, send your partner a voice note or send them a cute picture or a sexy picture. Just let it be natural, a part of how you interact, versus creating really specific blocks that make for a very rigid sexuality. Make it more expansive, thus more naturally integrated into your life. See you tomorrow.